He hasn't cheated on me once, not twice, but 13 times. 13 times. Okay.
Now, you have caught him in bed with these women?
Well, the first, yeah.
What do you mean, yes?
What happened was, it started the first month of our marriage. Okay, it was the first month. I was happily in love. I thought this is gonna be it. I thought he would be the man of my life. I mean, I was in love. I was disgusted because he had the idea of maybe me getting it on with this other girl. Yeah, so it was, yeah, I was shocked, I was disgusted, I thought my life was over. And that was only the first month.
Why are you with him?
He was the first man in my life, the very first. And no, I'm serious. And he was very charming, and I fell for the bull. What can I say?
Let's, Tony, will you come on out? Let's find out. Tony. All right, let's see if we can make...
What are you?
Wait. Wait.
What are you?
Wait, Tony. Tony, I'm over here. She hasn't got a microphone. Okay. Please don't do that. Okay, you're a married man. You've been married for 5 years. You've got a gorgeous wife. Did you... Did you understand the marriage vows when you got married?
Yeah, I understood them, but I think they should be revised. They've had them for about... Well, I think it's been the same vows for how many hundreds of years? This is the 90s, you know what I mean? We're in the 90s, Sally. People should wake up. It should be revised.
You made a commitment. You made a commitment when you got married. You made a commitment, okay?
All right, now, you told us men have a right to cheat. Would you explain what the right is? What is the man's... Do women have a right to cheat?
No, women should take care of their man.
Okay. Only men have a right to cheat. Women do not have a right to cheat. What is the right? Where was the right given, or where was it written, or where did you get the right?
I think it's just in a man's blood to cheat.
Tony, Boucher says you pick up other women in front of your wife, and she's married 10 years to Dwayne. Dwayne is backstage. Now, Dwayne openly admits that he has sex with other women?
Right.
Okay. Why do you think Dwayne cheats on you, and how did it start?
Well, back in 1986, I lost a baby 3 weeks to my due date, and I almost died myself. I hemorrhaged and almost died. And ever since then, I really haven't wanted anything to do with sex. And his theory is, if you're not getting sex at home, you can go out and get it elsewhere, and it's not considered cheating. But if you are getting sex at home and you get it elsewhere, it isn't cheating. I mean, it is cheating.
Okay. Does Dwayne pressure you for sex?
Yeah, quite a bit. Recently he hasn't, but most of the time he does. He wakes me up in the middle of the night, you know, when he comes home from work. Whenever he feels like he needs sex, yeah, he paws at me and pushes at me, and you name it, he does it.
Uh-huh. Tell me about his cheating. You have caught him?
I have caught him cheating, yes. Our family went to a motel one time over Labor Day, and I caught him. We went bowling, and I caught him asking a girl out, and we went back to the motel room and had a fight over that, and he said he had to go out for a walk. Well, instead of just going out for a walk, he hitchhiked home. A girl picked him up. They went back to our house, had sex in our bed. And he told me it was the best sex that he's had in a long time.
What does Dwayne say when you try to sit down and talk to him about this?
The only thing that he'll say is, if I'm not getting it at home, I'm going to get it elsewhere.
But let's bring Dwayne out. Dwayne, come on out. have sex with women other than your wife?
Yeah, I admit to it.
You do not consider it cheating?
No, I don't.
Why not?
If it's turned away from you at home, a person needs to get what he needs.
Yeah, but you took those vows, Dwayne. I mean, good grief. You know I have problems from losing the baby and everything. I wanted you to go to therapy with me.
Whenever we took the vows, we didn't have this problem.
I realize that. I
The
didn't
problem came later.
Yeah, when
in
I
the
lost the
marriage.
baby. You're right.
Okay.
Okay, well, things happen. I mean, I didn't plan on losing the baby.
I worked with it how many years until I finally went out the first time?
Well, maybe, what, 4 or 5 years? Okay, but how do I know?
Well, that's really
But Dwayne, how do
trying
I
to
know
work with it.
How do I know the first time that I caught you cheating is the first time you cheated?
Brenda is 20 years old. She's been married for a year and a half to her husband, Joey. They have an 8-month-old son together. But family life has not been happy for Brenda. When she was pregnant, Joey cheated on her, and that was just the beginning. Brenda, you were pregnant with twins. Are you all right? Okay. Would you get her a tissue, hon? You miscarried and you lost one of the babies, right?
Yeah.
How did you find out that Joey was cheating?
Well, I kind of knew, but he never told me until I was 6 months pregnant.
He told you that you were... Did you have the miscarriage because of what happened?
No, he hadn't cheated on me then. He waited until about 3 days after I'd had the miscarriage, and I wouldn't have sex with him, and I rolled away from him in bed.
But it's 3 days after a miscarriage.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then when I was 6 months pregnant, I don't know what brought it up or how, it came about, but he told me, and I was so upset that I thought I was going to die. And he had to take me to the hospital because I thought I was in labor. And I thought I was going to lose that baby too.
After he told you that he cheated?
Yeah.
Then he apologized and said he'd never do it again?
He swore he'd never do it again, and I believed him, but then a month later, him and my brother decided that they were going fishing. And they were supposed to be back at lunchtime, and they never came back until late that night. And I had asked him, who he had been with and everything else, and he denied everything until my baby was 3 months old. And my little brother told me about it. And we were where this girl worked, and I went in and I confronted her with it. And then when I got home, I called my husband and I confronted him with it. And at first he wanted to deny it, but he couldn't. And he swore he'd never do it again. But it happened all over again.
Another time.
Yeah. But he was with this girl for over 6 months.
He'd been having an affair with her for 6 months?
He's cheated on me 3 times in a year and a half. And the last girl he was with lived right next to us. And he started going for late night walks, telling me he was going for walks. And he would go out my back door and in hers. And it just has recently ended last month. And he was supposed to spend Christmas with her, and he didn't. He left New Year's Eve, and I didn't see him for 3 days. I still don't know where he was.
Brag about cheating. In fact, he denies he's ever had an affair on Jennifer. Denies it vehemently. Jennifer called us because she is convinced that Kenny has cheated on her with who happens to be an older woman. Jennifer says that she has the evidence to prove it. Okay, Jennifer, when did you first suspect he was cheating on you?
When I got pregnant with our 3rd child. When I first told him that I was pregnant, he told me that he wished the test would have turned out negative instead of positive. And that was kind of like strike one against him. And then, I don't know, must have been about a month later or so, he was supposed to be home a little bit after midnight after he had supposedly got off work, and he didn't come home until about 4 o'clock in the morning. And a friend of ours called me and told me that he was covering for him, but he had seen my husband going off with out to, to a bar.
Would you like, could we please have him come out? Kenny, would you please come out? Kenny, your wife believes that you cheated on her with...
Oh, I know that.
Look me in the eye and tell me you didn't.
I did not.
You did not.
I did not.
You did
Take it to the
not.
grave, man.
I didn't do it, man.
You did not cheat on your wife.
No, everything that she said she's got proof is all circumstantial or hearsay.
Okay, let
No,
me
that's
read
not
you
true.
the evidence and let's see. Number one, she found a motel receipt in your name.
Yes, she did. All right, I will explain that. A bunch of us went to a concert. I volunteered to take the money in to rent the motel room that we partied in after the concert was over. That's why I had a receipt. That's why it was in my name.
Okay, number two.
No.
She found
No.
a love letter from in your your pants
Yeah, the same
pocket.
time. You're not going to carry it around in your pocket for 2 weeks before you
I
come
didn't.
home. No, yes, you did.
Bull-
It was in with the motel room receipt. Sorry.
Told Jennifer that she had a female infection that was sexually transmitted. A few weeks later, Jennifer got the same female
That's right.
infection.
All right.
And then he accused me of cheating
infection
on
that
him.
she supposedly
He accused
had
me of cheating
could
on him.
also be caught other ways than
No.
sexually transmitted.
No.
Gave you a full description of all the tattoos on Kenny's body.
That's right.
That's explainable too.
No.
You to meet Michael Baisden, who is the author of the book How and Why Men Cheat. Now, ladies, listen up. Michael says we shouldn't be blaming the men for their cheating because the women are as much to blame. Now, you should know that Michael considers himself an expert on this subject. Besides having written the book, he calls himself a reformed cheater. Michael, when a man tells his wife that he loves her and then goes out and has sex with another woman, how is that the wife's fault?
First of all, Sally, you have to understand something. Women are very much attracted to dogs. They always have been, they always will be.
Wait. There's nobody in this world that loves dogs more than I, and I keep them in the doghouse.
Understandable. You get points for that. It's the woman's fault, Sally, because women know when their man is cheating. Men are very stupid when it comes to cheating. The reason why men are so successful at cheating is because they are successful at choosing the right women to cheat on and the right women to cheat with. And what's so interesting about this is that we are conditioned by women to become dogs. And I know you want to know why, so I'll tell you. Listen to me. All the nice guys.
Ann is back there chomping at the bit, I think especially about you, Tony. What do you want to say first?
Well, first of all, men should honor, love, and not cheat. They should love, honor, and cherish. And I don't see that up here in any one of you guys.
That
you know
goes along
something,
with the
men?
women, too. They need to do
You
the
are
same
not
thing.
men. I'm sorry about that. You are, excuse me, you are little adolescent boys that haven't grown up yet. There's only one way you operate, and that's between your legs. You don't even know about your legs. And women, I don't want to see anyone holding hands here. I don't even want to see you near these guys. They don't deserve you. And you know something? At first I thought that these women suffered from low self-esteem, and I do think you need to build up your self-worth a lot more than what you have now, okay? But the guys, you know something? You really are the ones that suffer from low self-esteem.
Where'd you get your degree? From the back of a matchbook?
Sorry about that. Sorry about that.
I don't think so.
And you know something, Michael? You've got a picture of a woman without a head. This isn't a meat market out here.
But it is.
These are loving, caring
But it is.